Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Barry. Today we're going to be talking about Drowsey. Drowsey is the current Rebirth Festival Mon that we have going on right now. Personally, I am going for one of them. I'll explain more about that after. Only reason I've done only 5 so far is just I don't have the fodder for it. But anyway, you can get him now, and for the next day or so, this should be up in like an hour or so. So, yeah, it should still be a day left to get him. And anyway, he'll be back again in the middle of the month, from like the 15th to the 17th or something like that. Or no, I think it's like 5 days that the Rebirth Festival Mons are around. So maybe like the 15th to the 19th or 20th maybe. But anyway, let's talk about fire real quick. So here's the Evo 1, Evo 2, and the Evo 3, which really looks like just the hair and like the face kinda, it just reminds me a lot of Sora from Kingdom Hearts, Anyway, here's the variant. I don't know which one I like more. I think I like the variant more. Anyway, Fire Drowsey is a tank and has a good HP stat, good defense stat, and its attack is okay, but it's not meant to do much damage anyway, so it's fine that it's not that high. Anyway, looking at the skills, so first off, the leader skill. All Drowsies have critical boost, 15 to 20% for their crit rate, which is pretty nice. Not super helpful for most of the Drowsies, but still, a couple of them do benefit from it pretty well. Anyway, 3-star skill. So first we have Adrenaline, 25%. Skill books give a 25% damage boost. And then on 5-star we have Sleep, 90% one turn. Skill books make it 100% and give a 25% damage boost there as well. Something that I should note that I forgot to mention. Drowsey is a mon that revolves around sleep. So every single Drowsey has sleep on at least one of their skills, which is something I find interesting, and it's quite unique, actually. We don't really see a lot of mons that have like a similar skill across all elements, except maybe some like nat 1s or 2s, maybe. Like I know all the Woomoos have like Hunter for one of their things, and then like Slime Knight or Slime Soldier, whatever it is, has Elemental Edge on it's 5-star for all of them. But anyway, not a lot of mons have it, so it's still quite unique and very interesting. I want more mons like that, now that I think about it. But anyway, back to Fire Drowsey. So, where you'd want to use it, PvP defense is really the only place where I can see it doing somewhat decently. There isn't much places that you'd want to use it where its Adrenaline would be useful. But its Sleep is pretty good. I guess you can use it for its Sleep in Tower of Chaos, but it's very unreliable because it's on 5-star. So there are much better options than that. But yeah, PvP defense really is where it shine the most. And how I would build it, you can go HP defense or HP defense. Probably the latter, because its HP is actually really good for an at-4, so it doesn't need that much investment, so maybe a little bit extra defense would be nice, but it's worth experimenting with, definitely. But then again, its Adrenaline is based on its max HP, so having double HP gems would be nice as well for that, so it depends on what you want to do with it, Anyway, on to water. Oh yeah. The guy does say that I have Evo 3 for Fire Drowsey. I ended up getting rid of it because I never used it. So, just wanted to get that out of the way because I won't be able to like showcase it because I never built it or anything like that. Anyway, next, as I said, we have water. Here's the regular and the variant. I like the variant. Stat-wise, it is a balanced type. And its stats are actually balanced for once. So we have 26 across the board, except recovery, which doesn't really matter. But yeah, an actual balance type, so it's pretty nice. It'd be nice if its stats were a little bit higher, if we had like 28s across the board, but that's just me being picky, I guess. Looking at the skills, so on 3-star we have sleep, 80% 1 turn, skill books make it 90% and give a 20% damage boost. Then on 5-star we have sleep again, 90% 1 turn this time, and skill books make it 2 turns and give a 25% damage boost there. Where you can use it, so first off, it's really good actually for Tower of Chaos for floors 80 and 100, just for its CC. 90% 1 turn is still pretty nice. Of course, there are better ones. Of course, you know, like 100% mons and then mons that have 2 turns, but still, 90% 1 turn is still very good. It's quite reliable. And then for PvP, it is good there as well, defense or offense. Because it is a balanced mon, you can build it like more defensively. So like HP defense, or HP defense, and just throw it on your defense team. And just have it as a general CC mon for that. But then also you can build it offensively to take advantage of Sleep's free crit. Which is what I'm doing. I'm going to be building Water Drowsey so that I can... Because I'm trying to put together a full sleep team to just like... that takes advantage of the free crit you get on a sleeping mon. And yeah, so I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to build mine triple attack, probably. Just like I have my Dark Succubus, which I won't be able to showcase my Water Drowsey because it's still work in progress. I'm still evolving it. But I'll show my Dark Succubus to show an example of how I plan to build my Water Drowsey. But anyway, so you can use it offense, defense. If you use it for defense, build it tanky, HP defense, or HP defense. If you're going to build it offensively, go like triple attack, crit damage, or attack, and then like a survivability gem. You don't need a crit rate gem just because of its free crit that it gets from sleep. So, for those that don't know, when a mon is asleep, the next hit that hits it is guaranteed to be a crit. So, in a full sleep team, say I had Dark Succubus and Water Drowsey, I'd have first Dark Succubus attack, put them on to sleep, and then I'd have Drowsey attack, and I would guarantee that Drowsey's attack is a crit. And then Drowsey has a chance to then put them on back to sleep. So then next turn, somebody else can go or whatever. If I have a full sleep team, I can just have all of them hit, put it to sleep, hit, get the free crit, put it back to sleep, and then another mon hit, get a free crit, and put it back to sleep again, and so on. So yeah, that's what I mean by like taking advantage of sleep's free crit. But anyway, I think I've rambled enough about water. Let's move on to wood. So wood is a little different, and it applies the same for dark. Even though it is a mon where it gets the free crit from sleep, you still want to build it with crit rate. But anyway, we'll get more into that when we talk about its skills. First off, let's look at the design. So here's the regular. I like it. Looks alright. And the variant, I actually like it more. It doesn't go that weird like orange color that a lot of the wood variants go, so happy about that. Anyway, stat-wise, it is an attacker, has a pretty good attack stat. Its HP is alright as well. Its defense is kind of low, but it's typical for a Nat 4 attacker, so it's alright. Now let's move on to the skills. So on 3-star we have Sleep, 80% 1 turn, skill books make it 90% and give a 20% damage boost. Then on 5-star we have Defense down 2 turns on crit, and skill books make it 3 turns and give a 25% damage boost. So this is what I mean by it being a mon that has Sleep, so it can get that free crit, but you still want to build it with crit rate, and that's because its 5-star skill is crit required. And then also its 3-star isn't 2 turns, so it's not very helpful there. Where you can use it, so you can use it Tower of Chaos, just as a CC mon for floors 80 and 100, just because having that 90% sleep, or 99 90% chance for its CC. Pretty good. And then its defense down is alright for those places as well, but it's not as necessary. You can use it for PvP, for offense, not for defense, just as a wood attacker. The sleep is nice, you know. You'll be building it fully offensively for this, so like crit rate attack or something like that. Crit rate attack crit damage. But you won't be really expecting too much damage out of it. You'll really be using it for its sleep and the defense down, which can be pretty helpful on PvP offense. But keep in mind, defense teams usually have a lot of resist, so it's not guaranteed there. But, you know, it could be interesting with a resist down mon or something. Like, I really like its 5-star skill. Defense down on crit for 3 turns. It's the same 5-star skill as Fire Succubus, and Fire Succubus is a mon that I use in PvP very often. So, and well, not very often. I use her all the time unless I'm going against like a heavy water team. And even during special season, which is going on right now at the time I'm recording this, I use her as my lead, so I can just start off with that big damage from her 5-star and then potentially get the defense down, which is also helpful for the rest of my team. So that's something that you can do with Wood Drowsey. Also, another place you can use it is Titans. For a while, I did use my Fire Succubus there. I did use her for her 5-star for that defense down. You're not going to be using Drowsey for his 3-star there. The sleep is useless. You'll be using him for just being a general wood damage dealer and for the 3-turn defense down. That's it. And keep in mind, 3-turn defense down is really good, and there are not much defense down wood mons that have 3 turns. The only one I can think of off the top of my head is Wood Sun Wukong, which, let's face it, if you're building Sun Wukong, usually you're just going to use it for fodder for fire. So Wood Sun Wukong is a low priority to build normally. But, you know, you can also get some decent damage out of Wood Drowsey there. When I don't use my Fire Succubus for Titans anymore, but when I did use her, she did end up doing a lot of damage. I did manage to get her up to about 3 mil before I switched her out for another CS mon. So you can get some decent damage out of it. Though I should note that my Fire Succubus was built really well, so that's why she was able to get that much damage. So the quality of your gems would need to be really high. But anyway, I'm going to move on to Dark first before we go to Light. And I'll speak on why when we talk about Light. But anyway, here's Dark. Here's the regular. Here's the variant. I like them both. The regular's got those purples that are very nice, but then the variant has a nice black to it. I'm going to go with the variant. The regular for now. Looking at the stats, he is a attacker. He has a good attack stat, good HP, an okay defense. Pretty similar stat-wise to Wood, so just like slightly better. I think its attack and HP are slightly higher. Looking at the skills, so we have Sleep on 3-star, 70% 2 turns, and then on 5-star we have Hunter, 40%. So where you could use it, you can actually use it a lot of places in comparison to the other Drowsey. You can use Light in a lot of places as well, but we'll speak more on that after. But for Dark, you can use it for PvP offense, just for the CC and just being a general Dark attacker, very nice. Use it for Tower of Chaos, 4 floors 80 and 100, just that 2-turn sleep is very nice. Oh, I forgot to mention skill books for it. Sleep, for its 3-star, skill books make it 90%, give a 20% damage boost. And then 5-star, its Hunter goes up to 50% and gets a 15% damage boost on top of that. So, very good book upgrades for it. 90% 2-turn sleep on 3 stars. Very nice. I would love it if Water Drowsey's 3-star was the one that went to 2 turns. It'd be so good. But anyway, so 90% 2-turn sleep, very good. And then just being able to hit very hard with this 5-star, also very good. So PvP offense, one place. Tower Chaos, another place. And then you can just use it. For those places, you're using it for its sleep and its damage, but for the other places I'm about to mention, it's just for its damage. So farming and Titans, you can use it either of those places. It'll do really well with farming. Just being a dark attacker with Hunter on its 5-star on a Siphon set can be really good. And then for Titans, just as a general dark attacker damage dealer until you get some Courageous Strike and Unflinching Strike mons. For specifically for like Titan, you know, it can be good until you get those. Then you can also use it for DB10, which the sleep actually is good there as well, now that I think about it, because of the light Persephone. So very nice for that. And then just being able to do a lot of damage with its Hunter. So very nice overall. And how I would build it, I'd build it fully offensively, no matter where I use it. So it sucks that it has the sleep on its 3-star, which gives it its free crit, but then its Hunter is crit required. It would be nice if it wasn't a crit required skill, you know, because then you could have built it without crit rate and still get the benefit from it. Because say Dark Drowsey was the only mon on your team that had sleep, and sure, it's 2 turns, so you can use it on the first turn, put them on to sleep, and then the next turn it'll still be asleep, assuming you didn't hit it. But then you can go for your Hunter and get the free crit on that mon that was asleep, but there's 3 other mons that you didn't put to sleep, so you're gonna, if you don't build it with crit rate, you're not gonna crit. So you have to build it with crit rate, so crit rate attack, crit rate attack, crit damage, something like that would be good for it. If it didn't have a crit required skill for its 5-star, I think it would be so much better, but it is still pretty good. Anyway, let's move on to light. There he is. Okay. So, here's the regular and the variant. I like the variant more. Stat-wise, again, it's an attacker. A lot of attackers among the Drowsies. Anyway, pretty good attack, really good HP, and it's an alright defense stat there as well. Looking at the skills, so on 3-star we have Sleep, 70% 2 turns, and then on 5-star we have Elemental Edge. The reason I wanted to talk about Light after Dark is because I don't know the skillbook values for Light, but since the 3-star is the same as Dark's, I'm going to assume it has the same book upgrade, so I'm going to assume it is 90% 2 turns after books. If I'm wrong, please let me know, and I'll pin the comment or whatever so that other people can see it as well. And then it would just be a damage boost on the Elemental Edge, which I'm guessing would be 20% or so, like 20 to 30%, something like that. Where you can use it, all the places that I mentioned for Dark, pretty much, but then also, and for the same reasons that I mentioned. Just the only difference being, in terms of Titans, you'd want to use... Well, actually, you can use Light against any of the Titans because of its Elemental Edge. But, again, it would fall off when you get Courageous Strike and Unflinching Strike mons, so keep that in mind. But then you can also use it for 2 other places. So you can use it for DB7, just as a light attacker, which will be pretty good. You know, the CC on its 3-star, very good for the... I believe it's a Dark Persephone in DB7. I don't remember off the top of my head. And then, of course, just being able to hit hard with its 5-star. The Elemental Edge isn't going to give it any damage boost in that dungeon since it's all Dark mons. But being a light attacker and still and having a decent attack set, it'll still hit pretty hard. I use my Light Medusa in there, I believe. I don't remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. And even though the Elemental Edge doesn't give a damage boost, she still hits pretty hard just being a light attacker with some decent offensive stats. And then also for GB7 for the exact same reason. The Sleep, though not being super helpful there, you're just using it for its 5-star just to deal damage. Yeah, so there's that. The interesting thing about Light, though, is that its 5-star skill is not crit required. So say you have Light Drowsey as the only mon on your team with Sleep, you can put him on to Sleep, don't attack with the rest of your mons, and then the next turn it'll still be asleep since it is a 2-turn sleep. Use your 5-star, and then get the free crit on that mon, have the elemental advantage from Elemental Edge, and then your 5-star skill will still give you the Elemental Edge damage boost on the other 3 mons, even if you don't crit. Whereas Dark, the 5-star skill requires crit, so you don't have to build Light Drowsey with a crit rate gem the way you would have to build Dark Drowsey with a crit rate gem, if that makes any sense. So when building Light Drowsey, you can go crit rate attack or something like that, but keep in mind you don't have to. You can build it just like triple attack or attack and a survivability gem, something like that. But as with all attackers, eventually you're going to want to get to the point where you build them like triple attack or just with all 3 offensive gems. Excuse me. So either crit rate gem, attack gem, or crit damage gem, any combination of the 3 or whatever. Well, don't ever use more than 1 crit rate gem, guys. Don't ever do that. Or a crit damage gem. Yeah, just thought I'd throw that out there. But you can use a combination of 3 of those gems and then get your defensive stats from trinkets. But until you get to the point where you can have those trinkets, a survivability gem would be pretty good on them. But anyway, to show an example of how I would build, say, Water Drowsey, here's the Dark Succubus I have. Now keep in mind the substats on these gems aren't that great. I do need to change some of them. But anyway, it's triple attack here. Ideally, I would have a lot of resist and crit damage subs. That's what I'm going for with it. Her stats don't matter because it's not Drowsey's stats. But anyway, that's an example of what I would do. So when I build up my Water Drowsey, I will be building it triple attack. Hopefully on a Ruin set if I can get the gems for it. And yeah, just take advantage of that sleep and free crit on a full sleep team that I'm going to be doing with Water Drowsey, Dark Succubus, and then I have this Wood Flora here, which also has pretty good sleep with books. What is it? 80% 2 turns and then 100% 1 turn. But I'm going to try to see if I can find another double sleep mon to also do that as well. So I feel strongly about the potential for sleep on offensive teams, okay? Anyway, to prioritize them, to prioritize all the Drowsies, I would put Light first, just because what I mentioned about its 5-star not being crit reliant. Next, I would put Dark, just because the only reason it falls behind Light is because it's 5-star crit required. If it wasn't crit required, then I would switch them around. Third, I have Water. Even though I do feel strongly about the potential of sleep on offensive teams, and double sleep is amazing for it, it is limited because you do need to have it in, like, it really benefits well from being in a full sleep team, or at least a team that has more than 1 sleep mon, which you don't normally want to have. But then also, it's not as versatile as Light and Dark. You can really only use it in PvP and Tower of Chaos, whereas with Light and Dark, you can use it in all these other places as well. Then next, I would put Wood, because it is a good attacker. Its skills are both pretty good for PvP offense, and then it is pretty versatile. You can use it for other places as well. And then Fire is last, just because you can really only use it for PvP, and it doesn't really excel that much there either. So, yeah. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one, guys. I will be going back to talking about the legendaries after this. We do have the Capture Festival stuff coming around this month for... I don't remember which one is catchable. I think Tanya's the catchable one, and Gemini is Lupin Dungeon, if I remember right. So I will talk about those as we get closer to the date that those things are going to be coming available. But until then, I'll make sure to talk about the legendaries that I didn't talk about yet, being Mamont and Beetle. Those are the only 2 that we didn't do yet. So yeah. Gonna wrap it up here. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Have yourselves a good day, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.